People think public bathrooms are only uncomfortable because they're dirty. That's the mistake. Here's the warning people ignore. If you're alone in the restroom and you hear a stall door open but no footsteps enter, don't clear your throat. Most people do. They want to signal they're there. People who noticed something was wrong said the sound didn't come from behind them. It came from a few rows of stalls. One door, then another, slow, like someone checking which ones were occupied. Rule 1. If the lock on your stall jiggles once lightly, don't tighten your grip on it. That tells them you're awake and alert. Here's where it changes. If the lights flicker and don't fully go out, don't look up. Restrooms like flicker randomly. They don't pause between flashes. Rule 2. If you hear breathing from the stall next to you, but you never saw feet walk in, don't shift your weight. Stalls echo movement. Silence remove direction. Some people tried to leave early. They said the exit door opened, but didn't swing back like it should, like someone was holding it from the other side. Rule 3. If the paper dispenser in your stall clicks by itself, don't reach for it. That sounds made pressure, not malfunction. The ones who waited said nothing dramatic happened. No tag, no confirmation, just this. When they finally left, every other stall was unlocked. Every light was on, and the one stall that had been checked twice was there.
This story made me want to stop going to the restroom by myself as a woman. There was a school teacher named Yumi who one night went into her bathroom and immediately felt like something was wrong. Now, Yumi lived in Japan, so they had these squat toilets, and when she looked down into the hole of her squat toilet, she felt like she could see something like a man's shoe. So she ran outside of her bathroom to where the septic tank opening was, and she looked down into the septic tank pipe, and that's when she saw a man crouched in her septic tank like this. Now, this is coming from a whole deep dive I just did on the Heart Starts Pounding podcast on urban legends and the true stories behind them. But a man had clearly gotten into Yumi's toilet through the outside and crawled so they were face up looking at the hole. Now, this man was dead, and when the coroner was called to clean him off so he could look at him and see what had happened, he noticed two terrifying things. One, there were no wounds on this man's body indicating that he had been shoved down there, meaning he most likely crawled in there on his own accord. And two, it was Yumi's boyfriend's best friend. Now, this episode gets into some more scary stories that are behind classic urban legends. We talk about Pinky Pinky, we talk about the Summerwind Mansion, we talk about the Red Ghost, these demon camels. It's very interesting. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. That's the Heart Starts Pounding podcast.
These fucking mall world toilet drains. I had another one last night, and I don't know if it's like a liminal space, like it actually is an astral realm that we go to all collectively, or because we're all humans, we all have similar core emotional experiences, which is something I talk about a lot. So then have similar visual representations of that. From a dream interpretation perspective, this is about like vulnerability and how like icky and disgusting it can feel to show up vulnerably, because you're most vulnerable when you're going to the toilet, which is why a lot of dogs and cats will like look for their owner or look at their owner while they're taking a dump. But yeah, give me your experiences with toilet fucking mall world, or your opinions on what it could mean, because it's so gross. I hate it.
Bathrooms are safe because they're small and familiar. That's the mistake. Here's the warning people ignore. If you're home alone and you hear the shower curtain move when no water is running, don't pull it back. Most people do. They want to confirm nothing's there. People who didn't touch it noticed the same thing. The room felt humid, even though the mirror was clear. Humidity without steam means breath. Rule 1. If the bathroom fan turns on by itself, don't turn it off. That sound isn't for airflow, it's for cover. Here's where it changes. If the toilet lid is down and you know you left it up, don't lift it. Closed lids block reflections. Some people notice a light flicker once. Not off, not on, just enough to change shadows. Rule 2, if the lock clicks but the handle doesn't move, don't test it. Testing tells them how fast you react. People who stay still said the silence felt crowded, like the room was occupied, but nothing wanted to be seen yet. Rule 3, if you feel watched from behind while facing the mirror, don't turn around. Mirrors show what stands still. The warning ends like this. If you leave the bathroom and the door swings shut slowly behind you, don't assume it's air pressure, because whoever learned your routine in that room already knows how long you take, where you stand, and how long you look at your own reflection instead of what might be standing just out of it.
Let's talk about one of the scariest things happening right now. The public restroom cameras. Guys, if you use public restrooms frequently, I'm so sorry for the anxiety I'm about to cause you. But on February 1st, 2026 in San Diego, California, user Beck57634 would head to a local market to use the restroom and would make a horrifyingly shocking discovery and post this video. Yeah, just a full-on live feed doorbell camera hidden inside a box facing the toilet. She would proceed to call 911 and then later ABC News to spread awareness. However, when cops got there, staffers at the market declined to give a comment. And the incident is now under investigation and is now all over the news. Now, unfortunately, this isn't an isolated incident, as there have been several incidents like this in hotels, Airbnbs. It is a never-ending situation that just keeps getting worse with the advancement of portable and smaller cameras, with hidden cameras disguised as USB ports, alarm clocks, even tiny little cameras that can sometimes be hidden in air vents. But experts warn that if you see any strangely placed objects facing vulnerable spots like beds, toilets, showers, basically any place where you think you would do something personal, you might want to double check your surroundings just in case there's a hidden camera. Stories like Beck's that reminds me that this is only going to get worse the more time that passes and technology advances. Listen guys, I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to spread awareness. I'm so sorry that this happened to Beck, and I really hope that whoever placed this camera got arrested, because we don't know how many people they recorded in this bathroom. Anyways guys, stay safe and be aware of your surroundings.
Let me tell you that whenever I need to use the bathroom at night, I'm always filled with a sense of terror. Let me tell you that as soon as I flush the toilet and turn out the lights, I run as fast as I can because I always feel as if someone or something is chasing me. And when I finally reach the safety of my bedroom and close the door, I hide under my covers for protection. Now, you don't have to tell me, I already know this is irrational, but whenever I have to use the bathroom, I always curse myself for either eating or drinking too much before going to bed. Now, last night, after I flushed the toilet, washed my hands, and switched out the lights, I was greeted by the same darkness that usually makes me so anxious. Then a thought came to me, maybe I could beat these feelings of dread if I face my own nightmares. I stopped myself from running and walked at a normal pace, and in order to block the horrible images in my head, I counted my steps. Guess what? I reached my bedroom safely, I smiled at my achievement and gave a sigh of relief. Then I turned around and I saw it, the one that gave me fear every time I had to use the toilet at night. As it turns out, it wasn't trying to chase me, it was trying to race me before I could close my bedroom door.
You have to use the bathroom? Okay. Keep up. This maze only gets trickier the deeper you go. You feel water running down your leg? Uh-oh.
If your daughter needs to use the restroom, be very careful, because when this father takes his daughter to the women's restroom, he finds a man hiding inside. When the man sees the father, he pretends to be drying his hands. And when the father tries to confront him, the man won't have much to say.
You know, it's the women's bathroom, right? That's the women's bathroom. A man in the women's bathroom. That's why you gotta go in here with your kids.
The rest will terrify you, but remember, I can only protect my followers who comment their name. Don't forget to always lock the door when you sleep in a hotel. Share this video with a friend to warn them.
Make sure no man in the bathroom.
Tell y'all true story, peace up and watch this video to the end. Ladies, be careful. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
So I'm in this gas station, and I go to use the bathroom, and I notice there's a lock on the outside.
What?
Right? So when you close the door, it locks you in. From the outside.
Come on.
You have no way of getting out. And it's not on the men's.
It's not a
Tell me
game.
that's not fucking weird. That's weird.
Nah. Come on.
On the men's. Only on the women's.
What?
Not on the men's. Only on the women's. They're trying to steal women. Trying to get them.
Ladies, be careful. Why would they put a lock on the outside of the women's bathroom, but not on the men's? Shh. Shut up! You know what time is it, guys? What if there's an ST inside of there? You know? Why would they want to lock you in? Because inside there might be a secret. Shh, don't you say it. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys. You know what time is it? All that independent stuff you talk about. You're gonna need a man traveling. Especially, you can't be out there alone. What are you? Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys. You see what's going on in these streets. Now ask yourself this. Why would they put a lock there? Understand that. Adults ain't gonna be the only ones going in that bathroom. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what that lady was talking about. She was just saying a whole bunch of stuff. They put that lock up there for different reasons that we don't know nothing about, but everybody's okay and everything is just fine. Shut up! Understand what's going on here, guys. You seen the movies. People go to the gas station, never come out. Husband goes looking for them, never finds her. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and you know what time it is. Nah, I'm just playing around, guys. That was a movie. This is not real. But I'll tell you one thing. If I ever go to a gas station and I walk inside and there's a lock on the outside of the door on the woman's bathroom and now on the outside of the door of the man's bathroom, yo, get my tool set.
Never get up to use the restroom at 3 in the morning. Why the fuck was this story on my FYP? I got these cute earrings at Spencer's, and at this point, Spencer's, you need to sponsor me. Or at the very least, send your girl some earrings. How cute are they though? There's like a little mirror. Look, you could see my phone recording. I hate this story because I'm the type of person that wakes up like 2 times in the middle of the night to go to the restroom because I have to pee. So if you're like me, maybe don't listen to this story. Actually, yes, listen to this story because we need to be scared together. So Yasmin says that a few days ago she woke up around 3 in the morning because she really needed to use the restroom. She explains that when she got up, there was like a really weird silence, like eerie silence, almost like if somebody was there or like something heavy was around. She says that she started walking very quietly towards the restroom so that she didn't wake anybody up, and when she got there she closed the door and she locked it. As soon as she locks the door, she says that she hears what sounds like somebody walking very slowly towards the restroom door and whispering, She says that she felt like her heart skip a beat and she did not recognize the voice and nobody else was awake in her house. And then she hears the voice again. Yoselin. Bitch, don't lie, my breath does not stink. She explains how she did not respond to the voice and in her head she just started praying over and over again. She says that when she finished the prayer, she felt an arm on her shoulder and that, oh my god, I have chills, and that voice again saying, Yoselin, you should have never gotten out of bed at this time. She says that ever since that night, she didn't see anybody. She went out the door, nobody was there, but she hasn't been able to sleep in peace since then. She tries to lie to herself and tell herself that maybe she was dreaming, maybe she was half asleep and she thought she heard something. However, even as she is writing this story down to send to the Spanish podcast, she explains that she feels like if somebody is watching her from the corner of her room. All I'm gonna say is if this thing decides to go to the restroom with me, that thing's gonna be the one scared. Just kidding, don't come to the restroom with me, oh my god. Anyways, what do you guys think?
I have a Bloody Mary story time, and yes, she's real. The person who submitted this wants to remain anonymous, so we're gonna call her Anna. So when Anna was about 6 years old, her older sister locked her in the bathroom. Her older sister was about 5 years older, and her whole being pretty much revolved around tormenting Anna. Now, the bathroom that she was locked in, the door opened outwards, so her sister closed it and propped something behind it so that Anna couldn't push it open. Also, the breaker of the house was in the hallway, so when Anna was locked in the bathroom, her sister also shut off all the electricity in the apartment, so Anna was stuck in the bathroom with the door shut in complete darkness. Her sister was on a mission that day, and she told Anna that the only way that she would let her out is if Anna looked in the mirror and said the name Bloody Mary 3 times. Anna was practically begging her sister to not make her say it, but at the time, Bloody Mary was a craze in school, so all of the kids were constantly doing it in the public bathrooms, and Anna always saw that nothing would really happen to them. Being that she was so terrified of the dark,
The fear of the darkness outweighed her fear for a demonic spirit, so she decided to look in the mirror and say the name 3 times. The minute she said it, she yelled for her sister to let her out of the bathroom. Once her sister opened the door, Anna ran out of the bathroom into her room, dove on top of her bed, and started crying. The minute her mom got home that day, Anna told her mom what her sister did, and her sister ended up getting in a lot of trouble. But this is not where this story ends. That night, while Anna was in her room, she started to feel this feeling of dread at the pit of her stomach. It was almost like all of the air had been sucked out of the room and she was suffocating. In the distance, she started to see what kind of looked like the shape of a human walking towards her. Now, mind you, at this point, Anna can't move, she can't speak, she can't do anything, she's paralyzed. As the figure got closer, she could see that it was a woman with long black hair covered in blood. Anna was trying to do everything in her power to get away from her, but she still couldn't move when out of nowhere she felt a grip on her shoulder of this cold, clammy hand. She then felt Bloody Mary's face right next to her face. She was so close to her that she can feel her breath on her cheeks. Anna then started to shake violently from the fear and peed herself because she was so afraid. She then felt Bloody Mary's nails going down her stomach, kind of like cutting her open. This finally made her open her eyes, and she was met by Bloody Mary's face right next to her face with dark eyes and a huge grin with blood dripping down her face. Anna then finally woke up and was relieved to realize that this had all been a horrible nightmare, until she looked down at her stomach and saw that she actually had a cut straight down, almost like done with an incision knife.
Hanako-san, also known as Taware no Hanako-san, is a well-known urban legend in Japan. It revolves around the ghost of a young girl named Hanako, who is said to haunt school restrooms, specifically the 3rd stall of the 3rd floor girls' bathroom. According to the myth, Hanako-san was a young girl who died under mysterious or tragic circumstances. Her spirit is believed to remain trapped in the school bathroom, and she appears as a young girl wearing an old-fashioned school uniform. To summon Hanako-san, one would go to the 3rd stall of the 3rd floor girls' bathroom, knock on the door 3 times, and ask, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" Supposedly, if she is present, she will answer with a soft, "Yes." Some variations of the legend suggest that she may grab or harm those who summon her, while others claim that she simply appears as a harmless ghost.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary, and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare at yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently. If you stare into your mirror at 3:33 a.m. and don't blink, you'll see something behind you. Or so they say. But here's the thing, it only moves when you blink. There's this old urban legend online called the blinking game. You stand in front of your bathroom mirror, no lights, and a candle behind you. You set your timer at 3:33 a.m. and just stare right at your reflection. No blinking, no moving, just watch. Some people claim that their reflection smiles at them, and others say the face slowly changes, but as soon as you blink, your reflection gets closer or you see a twitch. And once it gets closer and taps on the glass, they say that it's not you anymore. It changed sides.
So you're trapped in the mirror and they're trapped in reality. You become trapped inside of the mirror and your reflection walks away, leaving you completely trapped and behind. They say there are TikToks or YouTube videos of people trying it and they never post it again. So let me know if you would try this.
Want to play something scary? Have you ever played the game Dry Bones? No? Me neither. Want to play it? Are you in need of money? A new car? Fame? If so, this game might be for you. To begin the game, you need to go into a bathroom in your house or wherever you are and light a match. You need to invite him to play the game with you exactly 2:01 a.m. while thinking of the prize you want, or it won't work. When Dry Bones is there, he will make his presence known by moaning. Once you hear moaning, you need to quickly get to your hiding spot and not make any sudden movements. Wait in your hiding spot until 3 a.m. And if he doesn't find you by 3 a.m., then you get to come out and tell the 1,000-year-old demon to leave. Have fun with that. Once you do that, that means you won the game, and your prize will be sitting outside your front door in the morning. If you lose this game, then I'm actually not sure what happens if you lose, but probably nothing good, so I would avoid that. You're also not supposed to wish another person unalived or hurt, because Dry Bones thinks that's a bigger price than playing the game with him, so don't do that. And also, do not ever play the game more than once. I don't know why, but it really emphasizes that. So if you do this, don't play it again. And although this game probably isn't real, I'm not brave enough to play it, but who knows? Maybe you are. Good luck. If you play this paranormal game with your friends, you can summon the ghost of Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
But be warned, as she is known to be very dangerous. The game is simple. All you'll need is a bathroom and a candle. You will enter the bathroom, turn off all the lights, and close the door. It has to be super dark for this to work, so you must play this at nighttime. You will then place your candle in front of the mirror and light it. Now, the summoning part. Facing the mirror, you will chant Bloody Mary 3 times with your eyes closed.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
This is when she'll appear. After you finish the chant, open your eyes and look into the mirror. Bloody Mary will appear somewhere randomly in the reflection, and she is terrifying. If she doesn't appear, however, try spinning in a circle 3 times to make her show up. Or antagonize her by saying, "I stole your baby," and or "I killed your baby." This will make her appear. Once she's been summoned, you'll see that Bloody Mary looks like a decaying corpse covered in blood. And she has bad intentions. She's famously known for scratching people's eyes out and other horrific things. But sometimes she may just stare into your soul. It's a gamble, really. So I don't recommend playing this game, however, it is just an urban legend. So you should survive. Anyway, to end the game, simply blow out the candle and she will be gone. Then you may leave the bathroom. I'd probably tell her to leave too, just in case she doesn't curse you or anything, just to be safe. Follow me for more scary games.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare at yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, It's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself, even if you're just still. It'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently.
If you play this paranormal game, you can summon the Shadow Man to play hide and seek with you.
22,
But only play if you think you will survive. To play, all you need is a piece of paper, a pencil, a candle, and a lighter. You will write your full name using your pencil on the piece of paper. This includes your middle and/or other names too. Then, to attach yourself to the paper, you must spit on it. This will allow the Midnight Man to locate you when you're hiding from him. Next, go around your house and turn off all the lights. You will also need to locate a wooden door as a place to hold the ritual. A closet or cupboard works best. Start the ritual at 11:59 PM with 1 minute to midnight. Open the wooden door and place your piece of paper inside, keeping your name upright. Then light your candle and place it on top. Then quickly close the door and begin knocking before it hits 12 AM, but only knock 22 times. You must strike the final knock at exactly midnight, otherwise you'll fail to summon the Midnight Man.
22. It's exactly 12 midnight. Alright, everyone go in there, blow out their candles.
Now that this entity is about to appear, promptly open the door and blow out your candle. But do this before it's 12:01 AM, or you'll be at risk of encountering him before you can even hide. Then quickly close the door again and the game will begin. Now you need to hide. If you need a light to see, only use a candle. Any other light sources will immediately alert the Midnight Man to where you are hiding. And if he gets you, there are severe consequences. People say he can induce terrifying hallucinations of your worst fears, disembowel you, or haunt you forever. So don't get caught. To know if he's nearby, you'll feel the air get colder, or see shadows moving in the dark, or your candle will blow out. You must then move to a different spot immediately to avoid getting found. And if you fear you can't survive hiding from him, find some salt and create a circle around you. This will prevent the Midnight Man from being able to get you, but you'll need to survive to 3:33 AM. That's when the game will end and the Midnight Man will vanish. Keep in mind that this is just an urban legend, but do play at your own risk. Follow me for more scary games.
This is your reminder to always look before you sit down to pee. And I know this rule, you know this rule. It's a common rule, especially if you're going into a public bathroom. You know the feeling whenever you're driving for a solid 10 hours, right? And you finally see the turn for the house that you need to get to. But that last 5 minutes, it's like it ramps up because your body knows that you're about to be at a house so you can go to the bathroom, right? Bro, tell me why I go into this freaking public bathroom because I could not hold it any longer. I go in, the light for some reason is not working, so I can't see. I couldn't tell if there was anything on the toilet, but I did the hover, but then I lost my balance and my body sat down. And I didn't see anything, I didn't feel anything, but then when I stood up, I had my phone in my hand and the light caught the toilet. And it was so gross. Somebody had projectile diarrheaed all over that toilet seat. Luckily, it was in the back of the toilet seat and I was hovering very, very close to the front of the toilet seat. I don't think my butt got any of it. But it's so gross. So gross. I had to go sanitize my whole body.
Never use the bathroom late at night. There's a scary saying that says that something's trying to lure you out of bed. Now obviously there's a scientific explanation, but for many years this belief has been passed down through many generations. The story goes that certain entities cannot enter your room, so therefore they cause you to feel like you need to use the bathroom so you can exit the room by yourself, making it easier for them to have access to you. Now if you're like me and you tend to drink a lot of water and then you have to go to the bathroom late at night, this might change the way you think. According to the legend, you'll wake up around 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes 2, and of course you'll wake up and feel like you need to go to the bathroom. I mean, it's something normal, but you might not know what really goes on. To you, it may seem like a normal bathroom trip, but to whatever is outside your door, it's a trap. The creepiest part is that people that go through with these beliefs claim that every time this happens, they usually feel creeped out. Like if you have stairs, if you have a dark hallway, you feel very terrified. It's like the feeling you get when you turn off the lights from the kitchen and you have to go upstairs and you feel like you need to sprint or else something, whatever's down there, is gonna get you. So if tonight you feel the need to go to the bathroom, think about it. Do you really have to go? Or is there something waiting for you on the other side?
Baby blue, blue baby. They say you should never play this game. Sorry if I kind of whisper or talk low throughout the video. It's really late. Wow, I've played many paranormal games in the past, but this wasn't one of them. It is said that if you go to a bathroom, turn off the lights, and hold out your arm as if you're rocking a baby and say, baby blue, blue baby, 13 times, without making a mistake, your arms will start getting heavy and you feel the weight of a ghost or an invisible baby manifest in your arms, which must be really scary. Your arms will get heavier and heavier, and you might feel this sense of unease, and that is your cue to flush that invisible baby down the toilet. If you don't, it is said that a creepy looking woman will show up in the mirror and scream. Will then say, give me back my baby. She'll have a very creepy high-pitched voice, and her scream will be so loud it could actually break the glass. And if you're not fast enough, she will unalive you. Once you're done, run out of the bathroom as fast as you can and do not look back. At least for a while. People also believe that this woman is actually Bloody Mary, and that's her baby. Would you ever play this game? Let me know in the comments. I'm actually about to play it right now. I'm not sure though if I'm gonna post it here or on my channel, so stay tuned for that and follow for more.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary, and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare at yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently.
The Mirror Game. This game is not for the faint-hearted. The game consists of 5 rules. 1. Enter your bathroom at 3 a.m. with the lights off and the door closed. 2. Face the mirror and light a single candle, then put the candle on the floor behind you. 3. Now stare into the mirror until your eyes begin to blur. 4. Once your eyes are blurry, you need to repeat. I am you and you are I. You need to repeat this 3 times. 5. In time, your reflection will change shape. You then have a brief window to ask any question you want. However, and there is a however, if your candle blows out at any point, you need to say, I am me and me alone, then leave the bathroom immediately. Let us know in the comments what you ask.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary, and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently.
Want to play something scary? Have you ever played the Bathr game? No? Me neither. Want to play it? No, I know. This is a different setup than usual. It's because I'm filming it in my new apartment's bathroom. You want to know what the really scary thing is? I don't think this floor has ever been cleaned. Are you bad at talking to girls? Have no game? Well, if you want a girl in her bath, this game is definitely for you. Pervert. To begin the game, you only need a tub of water and yourself. First run a bath, turning off the lights, and then get undressed. This game only works at night, so make sure to play it then. Next, get into the bath, closing your eyes, and begin to wash your hair. As you do this, visualize the woman slipping into the bathtub and unaliving, or repeating a chant. I don't know what the chant is, so I guess just follow your heart. If you do this correctly, then you should feel movement in the water behind you. And when you feel her presence, do not turn around or open your eyes. Keep your eyes firmly shut and climb out of the bathtub without letting her slip you. Then walk out of the bathtub, shutting the door, and go to sleep. Leave the bath water overnight. The next day, the woman should be following you around the entire day, but don't let her catch you or she'll unalive you. This is also literally the plot of It Follows. So, you must end the game before midnight by yelling, "I cut you loose" in Japanese. Once again, I have no idea how to do that, so just consult Google Translate for that one. And do a karate chop motion in front of her. If you do not end the game like this, then she will haunt you for the rest of your life until she eventually gets you. Literally, it follows. In the original story of this game, the woman unalives by getting into the bathtub, slipping and falling, her face hitting the faucet and taking out her eye in the process. This game sounds like a mix of The Ring and It Follows all in one, and I don't get scared often, but those are two horror movies that really stuck with me for a long time. So although this isn't real, I'm not brave enough to try it, but who knows, maybe you are. Good luck.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary, and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently.
Oh God, I'm scared! Okay, I'm about to do it. I'm doing it! Fight! I'm going all the way! Shut up!
Have you ever played the Midnight Game? Normally I am all for spooky games, but I'm gonna pass on this one. Because this game basically turns your house into a haunted Hunger Games arena where your only survival tool is a candle and maybe some salt. Because if the candle goes out, that means that the Midnight Man, who you voluntarily invited into your home, is near you. And then he will catch you and he will subject you to horrific hallucinations or rip out your organs. So super fun sleepover game, which I will most likely not be playing. And don't even get me started on that bathtub game. The one where you sit in the dark in a bathtub naked and exposed while inviting a vengeful spirit to stalk you for 24 hours. Who is playing these games? Because if I saw that, right in the kisser. I'm not playing tag with that thing, and that's essentially what that game is. And these aren't even the worst ones, although that last one is terrifying. These are only 2 of the 5 that I talk about in this week's episode. Tune into the podcast to find out the rest, and let me know which curse games you have played and which you would never play, ever.
Episode available now. Link in bio to listen.
Want to hear something scary? Have you ever played the game The Devil's Face? No? Me neither. Want to play it? Most people are terrified of the afterlife and what faces may await them, especially if they've committed grave sins. If this is you, then this game might answer some of your questions. To begin the game, you'll need 12 black candles, matches, or a lighter, and a bathroom with a mirror. Then, go into the bathroom shortly before midnight, place the 12 black candles around the mirror, and light them. I don't really know though who has like 12 black candles just like laying around. I think if I ordered 12 black candles off of Amazon, my parents would think I joined a cult. But I don't know. Then, close your eyes and keep them closed until the clock strikes midnight. When the clock turns to midnight, open your eyes and look in the mirror. When you do this, the devil's face will be there, and he may try to pull you into the mirror or do something dangerous. That is literally all the description I have on this. It doesn't say how to end it, doesn't say what it'll do, doesn't say how to protect yourself, so I don't know, man. So although this game probably isn't real, I am not brave enough to play it. But who knows? Maybe you are. Good luck.
Whatever you do, don't play one-person clown tag after midnight. Most people have heard of hide and seek, but online there's a disturbing urban legend called one-person clown tag. The rules are simple. Too simple. You place a clown doll somewhere in your house, turn off all the lights, stand in front of a mirror at exactly 3 a.m. and say, "You're it," 3 times, then leave the room and wait. According to the legend, when you return, the doll won't be where you left it. At first, people think it's just a prank until stories started appearing online from people claiming they heard footsteps moving through empty rooms, doors opening, toys changing position. One teenager claimed that he found the clown sitting at the foot of his bed staring directly at him. The problem? He had left it locked inside in a closet downstairs. No laughter, no circus music, no funny disguise, just a smile that somehow looks different every time you see it. The legend says the game ends when you find the clown and say, "The game is over." But some stories claim people couldn't find it. Not in the attic, not in the basement, not anywhere in the house.
She received a voicemail from her father from hell. This has to be one of the creepiest stories you're about to hear, so if you're alone right now, do not listen to this story. A woman shared a very disturbing story that one night she woke up with a missed phone call from an unknown number. Now, of course, like any unknown numbers, we all ignore them and go back to sleep. She started noticing that this specific number would call her and leave her voicemails every single night. There was not one night where she wouldn't receive a voicemail, but every time she would press on it, it would just be static and it would just be like a random voicemail. However, this number stopped sending her voicemails, so she didn't receive any voicemails or any calls for about 2 months. But things got very creepy. A little after 2 months, she then received again another call from the same number that left a voicemail again, and she just decided to like open it the next morning, and so she did. When she opened the voicemail, she heard static, But beneath the static was yelling and crying, and she recognized the voice. In that very odd voicemail, she heard and recognized her father's voice, who had passed away 2 years ago. Now, in this voicemail, she claimed that there was static, yelling, and crying, and she could hear other voices in the background, which absolutely terrified her. When she checked again the phone and everything, she said that nothing appeared in the call log. What would you have done if you had received this voicemail?
Let's talk about one of the scariest Japanese games you should not play. The bathtub game, also known as Daruma-san. This is a game where you summon a ghost from the bathtub. This ghost follows you around all day. Playing this game can result in very bad things, even death. Enter the bathroom and turn off all the lights, but you have to be fully unclothed. Sit in the middle of the bathtub. You need to close your eyes and wash your hair, but while you wash your hair, you have to chant these words. Daruma-san fell down, Daruma-san fell down. You can't stop repeating it until you're done washing your hair. Keep your eyes shut at all times. As you wash your hair, you have to imagine a Japanese woman sitting in the middle of the bathtub. She has to slip and hit her eye. The eye will be coming out, instantly killing her. You will start feeling movement in the water, specifically behind you. Do not turn around. Soon you will feel her presence. You will feel her coming out of the water. You have to ask her, why did you fall in the bathtub? After you do this, you're able to come out. But your eyes have to be shut, so be careful not to slip. Do not drain the water until the next morning. Once you close the door, you're able to open your eyes. The ghost that will follow you is a woman with one eye. When you wake up in the morning, it's just gonna be a regular day. Go about your day as normal, but during your whole day, the woman is gonna be following you. You will feel her presence as she gets closer and closer. Don't let her catch you. To end the game, you have to turn around and yell, stop. But you have to make sure to follow all the rules.
Can humans really turn into zombies? We all think zombies are just movie monsters, right? But what if I told you that there are conditions that can turn humans into something terrifyingly close? There's a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. It's actually an infection that can control behavior. In animals, it makes rats completely out of fear, so honestly, they run towards predators, literally guiding them towards danger. Now, imagine what something like that could do to the human mind. The scary part is that scientists have actually found something like this, like a parasite in the human brain. People say it can mess with mood, mess with behavior, and in most cases, aggression. And if you add a fast-spreading virus, you get something zombie-like. And here's the scary part, certain parasites that attack ants actually have been adapted to warmer temperatures, so you know what that means. There's also like a type of fungi, and if they get to humans, just imagine what we would be looking like. What do you guys think? Let's talk about Nosy the animatronic and what to do if he escapes. You guys have been begging me to talk about this, so here we are. How to survive Nosy the animatronic. He's not just a horror character, he's real, and he's 10 foot, a 10-foot robotic rabbit-like thing that's being built in someone's garage. He can crouch down to human height and literally chase you. The worst part is that he can run for up to 32 miles per hour. That's pretty damn fast. Rule number 1, never run in a straight line. His legs are built for sprinting, not zigzag moves. Always make sure to take sharp turns. Rule number 2, noise is your weapon. Nosy moves silently, so sounds and alarms can throw him off. I believe they will mess with the sensors. Rule number 3, water slows him down even if he's waterproof. Deep water jams movement and reaction time, giving you a slight chance to run faster and escape. Rule number 4, go for the joints, ignore the armor. Aim for the knees, elbows, or the wire that's exposed when he's crouching. So if you hear metal footsteps in the dark and glowing eyes, remember everything I told you. If you stare into your mirror at 3:33 a.m. and don't blink, you'll see something behind you. Or so they say. But here's the thing, it only moves when you blink. There's this old urban legend online called the blinking game. You stand in front of your bathroom mirror, no lights, and a candle behind you. You set your timer at 3:33 a.m. and just stare right at your reflection. No blinking, no moving, just watch. Some people claim that their reflection smiles at them. And others say the face slowly changes, but as soon as you blink, your reflection gets closer or you see a twitch. And once it gets closer and taps on the glass, they say that it's not you anymore. It changed sides. So you're trapped in the mirror and they're trapped in reality. You become trapped inside of the mirror and your reflection walks away, leaving you completely trapped and behind. They say there are TikToks or YouTube videos of people trying it and they never post it again. Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare at yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently. Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare at yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself. Even if you're just still, it'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently.
If you get this text at 3 a.m., do not answer. I repeat, do not answer. Imagine waking up at 3 a.m. to a text from your mom saying, "Open the door."
Open the door. I'm outside.
Except your mom died 3 years ago. There's actually a terrifying phenomenon where people receive texts or calls from dead numbers. Sometimes it's old voicemails playing randomly. Sometimes it's messages from disconnected phones. One woman claimed she got a text from her missing sister's phone weeks after she disappeared. It only said, "Don't let him in." Police traced the phone, and it was pinging from deep woods miles away from where she vanished. And what's creepier, the message was sent hours after investigators said that the phone already died. Now imagine hearing your phone vibrate in the dark and seeing a contact you buried years ago trying to call you back.
Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's a Mexican version of Bloody Mary and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare yourself too long in the mirror, things are feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself, even if you're just still. It'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently. Whatever you do, do not play this game with your friends. There's the Mexican version of Bloody Mary and it's called El Juego del Espejo, and supposedly it's 10 times worse, 10 times scarier than the original game. The rules are simple. You go into the bathroom, you turn off all the lights, it's optional to have a little candle with you, and all you have to do is stare into the mirror. Stare at yourself directly in the eyes without breaking any contact. After a few minutes, you start to say your own name over and over, and supposedly your reflection starts being a little off. It feels like it's not copying you, but it's watching you in a very unsettling way. And we all know things in Mexico are 100% more terrifying. Some people claim that the reflection in the mirror starts looking a little distorted, a little glitchy, a little off. And I know many of you guys are gonna say like, oh, it's like something scientific, that if you stare yourself too long in the mirror, things start feeling off. However, this is not the case. According to people that actually play this game, they say that they can notice that it's not just something scientific, it's something actually happening in the reflection. Apparently, your reflection starts moving completely by itself, even if you're just still. It'll smile, it'll do some weird movements, and at some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. If you ever find yourself playing El Juego del Espejo, make sure you finish it correctly, because if you don't, the thing in the mirror might pretend that it's you permanently. Stop by at a gas station. I mean, for most of us, this is something normal. You usually go use the bathroom, get some snacks. You know, what things could go wrong? The gas station was located a little in the middle of nowhere, and there was little to no customers. They were like the only ones there. While his siblings decided to buy snacks and pump gas, he decided to use the men's bathroom, and he went in there. There was just like 3 stalls. It was like a very dirty little bathroom. I mean, he just wanted to make this super quick. While he was in the stall, he mentioned how uneasy the bathroom felt. It felt abandoned, the lights were flickering, it had that weird yellow tone. So of course he's in the stall, he claims that everything is just super weird, he gets a very unsettling feeling, but of course he's not done finishing his business. After a few minutes, he hears someone walk in. At first he thought it was like one of his siblings, so he calls out to them, but no one really responds. However, these footsteps are simply just walking around the bathroom, not even entering a stall or anything, and after a few minutes, after a few seconds, he claims that he just doesn't hear them anymore, but he didn't hear it leave. Whoever it was didn't leave the bathroom. So yeah, he starts getting this very uneasy feeling, like very unsafe feeling. The feeling when you feel like someone is staring at you, you get that weird presence. He claims that all of a sudden the lights dimmed a lot. It wasn't dark, but they dimmed, so he decided to get his flashlight to light around. However, he then decided to randomly, something told him to look up at the stall, and what he saw was a very weird grudge-looking creature or woman, whatever it was, staring at him from the stall. He immediately starts screaming, he kicks the door open, he goes running, and he tells his siblings and like the customer service person that there's someone in the bathroom. They all go take a look, And there's no one there, there's no one that left, there's not even anyone that entered, according to the employee. So yeah, after hearing this story, I don't think I will ever be passing by and using a gas station bathroom.